Hey guys, today we're looking at a Jagdpanther, the SDKFZ173. This particular one is representative of a piece that was assigned to the Schwere Panzer Jägerabteilung 559 in Luxembourg in 44, as it states at the bottom of the little plate there. These particular kits, well, as I said, they're not kits, they're models. They're a diecast model released by Deagostini back in the early 2000s. These were a great little addition to my rapid fire forces. I picked up 3 of these lads, and they were a nice little model. To be fair, they come in a little plastic protective case there, which was for display purposes, and they were mounted on these with these little pins or screws here. Nice detail on them, in fairness to them, and I've used them in wargaming and that. I've used one of them at least. I have 3. The other one of them is still in its box, and this one here, which we'll just replace because there's a little bit of reflection on the case there, and this one is the one that has seen some action on my tabletop. Nice little models, lovely little camo scheme there, kind of a camouflage ambush pattern, as it might be called. I think that's the name, but I can't remember what it is in German. I'm sure someone will tell me. It just won't come to me at the moment. But I really like them, to be honest with you. I think the detail is quite nice. And we have your spare tracks and all the rest of it. The tracks themselves are actually kind of a rubber vinyl type that you'd find in a kit itself. But I think they look quite well. Again, they don't do a whole lot. It's just a display model, really, for static display. The gun has a limited element of traverse and elevation, but it's really minimal, really. Turrets can't be opened. But it has all the various details you'd expect to see on a Jagdpanther. There's your engine deck there, and so on and so forth. Now, obviously, you can weather these up if you wanted to make them a little bit more battered and kind of battle weary, perhaps. But nice little models, I must say. Ideal for someone who either doesn't like making models, or perhaps no longer can, or just likes to collect diecast models. These are pretty much readily available still from eBay and various vendors online. These came with the magazine, as I say, the Combat Tanks collection in the early 2000s. The introductory magazine had the Tiger 1, which was at a low price point, and then the subsequent editions were a little bit more expensive. So I kind of picked up, I picked up 9 or 10 of the issue 1, and I picked up about 3 of each of the other ones for about 6 months. It was a monthly publication, and I kind of got sick of it after that, and I was kind of drifting out of the hobby for a while, because my first child had been born and various other reasons, so I didn't have much time for modelling. Unfortunately, I had to be a grown-up for a little while. But now things have settled, so I can revert. But anyways, you can see the markings there are fairly straightforward. Just basically the German national insignia on the side there, one on the back, and nothing particularly much on the front there at all. No, yeah, you can see that there. You have the ammo stowage bins back there also, and you have the various kit and bits and pieces on the side there. You have, this is a wooden block actually, which was used during the. It was a track tensioning or replacing wheels or something. I can't recall off the top of my head. But anyway, that's that. They're a very, very straightforward little piece, and nice for just static display, or perhaps for wargaming, as I say. From a size comparison perspective, here's a very old Revell one that I did a long time ago, with a rather brutal weathering and paint job. But this kind of size up fairly well comparatively. There's no major issue. The Revell one is fractionally taller, and might have a millimetre or 2 in length. Also, it has larger exhaust guards at the back, and the engine deck section back here is a little bit more pronounced, but it's probably a different version anyway. I can't remember which one is which, but it won't make much of a difference on the tabletop. So just move this guy back here, and just another one here. This is a really old Matchbox one I did when oh God, I actually don't remember. I might have been a kid when I did that one. Matches up rather well with that, and that's 176. Probably matches in better with the 176 Matchbox than it does with the Revell one, but the difference is marginal, to be honest with you. I think that you would get away with it without any major issue. So that's that, really. I'll just put this guy back out of the way here. But a nice little model. You can get them in different color schemes. I think Atlas Editions and Altea and, oh, was it maybe Eagle Moss, or anyway, several different companies had the exact same model released, sometimes with just variants in the paint job, really, more than anything else. But as I say, they're nice and sturdy. The one thing I will say is, if you do purchase one of these or any of them from this particular range, just the guns can be popped out there a little bit, so you might want to secure that. But also the road wheels there, the glue tends to dry out, and you might have a loose wheel there. I've never had one of the drive wheels or that come off, but I have had one or two of the side wheels on some of these come loose. So it just might be prudent just to give a quick check before you take it off the little base mount and start to putting it wherever you're putting it or doing whatever you're doing with it. And just a little quick application of super glue to any of them that are loose, and pretty much sure you'll be fine after that. So that is that, guys. That is the early 2000s release of the Jagdpanther, the SDKFZ 173. This particular one, as I say, is representative of a vehicle from Schwere Panzer Jägerabteilung 559 in Luxembourg in 44. But of course, obviously, you could undercoat that and spray it or whatever it is you want to do yourself for your own color schemes. It'll match in fairly well. But as it stands, it's a nice little model. So lads, if you'd like and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. We'll try and grow the channel a little bit. We have a lot more bits and pieces to go through from the stash in the attic. There's too much to mention here, to be honest, but I'll get through it all eventually. Working on a few kits at the moment. That's why I am doing these diecast models at the moment for video purposes, just to show you something and keep the content going. And as I say, once those few bits and pieces are completed and all the rest of it, we'll be back to the kit review scenario and some figures also as well. So guys, if you'd like and subscribe, that'd be cool. The young lad and I greatly appreciate it, and until the next video, we shall leave you in peace, and we'll talk to you then. Take care, all the best.